There comes a time in everyone's life that you're going to be facing certain challenges. You're trying to figure out what direction you need to go. You're trying to find out who you are, and what you're ultimately made of.
The major key to the good life. The major key is not in learning how to set goals. It is not in learning how to better manage your time. It is not in mastering the attributes of leadership.
Clarity. You have to know who you want to become. You can't just show up in the gym of the mind and do random stuff any more than you can show up in the gym of the body and do random stuff and think that you're going to end up on the stage competing for Mr. Olympia.
So many of you are looking for fulfillment where it can never be found. You are looking for fulfillment in things, possessions, money, recognition. You're looking for fulfillment in another person, praise from a parent, love from another person, and well done from the world. But here's the problem: you can never find it outside of you. It can only be found within you. All the happiness and joy you could ever hope for and more, it is within you. Now the truth is, we don't need all those other things to complete our life. We don't need anything outside ourselves to be happy right now.
And these things are going to happen on a day-to-day basis, because when you start your day, you don't really know or understand what's coming. Yeah, sure, you may have a plan. You may know exactly what direction you want to go. But then comes this obstacle, some type of thing that just got in your way, and it completely throws you off. It distracts you. In fact, it may even scare you. And then you don't understand what direction you need to go, because you're so used to going one direction. But how do you prepare yourself? How do you get to a point where you can adapt and overcome and yet continue to move forward?
Every day in 1,000 different ways, we are trying to improve ourselves by learning how to do things. We spend a lifetime gathering knowledge in classrooms, in textbooks, in experiences. Now, if knowledge is power, if knowledge is the forerunner to success, then why do we fall short of our objectives? Why, in spite of all our knowledge and in spite of our collective experiences, do we find ourselves aimlessly wandering, settling for a life of existence rather than a life of substance?
These things happen every single day of our lives. But you should not panic. You should not worry, and you should not fall astray. In fact, you should embrace it, understand it, let it build you up, and then fight through it. Understanding the best version of yourself is when you're at your weakest point of your life, when you're ultimately being challenged, when you really don't know what direction to go, but you know you just gotta go. It doesn't have to necessarily be handed to you. In fact, it shouldn't be handed to you at all. You should be prepared to fight day in and day out. You should already have on your armor, ready to fight, ready to go.
There may be many answers to this question. Your answers may be different than your associates or your spouses or your friends. While there may be many answers to this question, the fundamental answer is the absence of discipline, applying all that we know. That's the key word: discipline, self-discipline. We might add one more word here: consistent self-discipline. It doesn't really matter how smart you are or how much you know if you don't use it. It doesn't really matter that you graduated magna cum laude if you're stuck in a low-paying job. It doesn't really matter if you attended every seminar that comes to town if you don't apply what you've learned. Better than knowledge is applied knowledge. And once we've applied our knowledge, we must study the results of that process.
Think back to a time in your life you didn't have those things you seek, but were still happy perhaps when you were a child, perhaps not too long ago. The reason why you were happy without those things is down to what you chose to focus on. Your focus wasn't on what was not there, it was on what was there, and happiness is always there if you choose to focus on finding unity. We tend to always look for happiness outside ourselves, but we all know that it doesn't come from there. Whatever we perceive as reality becomes our reality. If you listen to the world and the opinions of others, may well come to believe that happiness is only gained once you make money or get that nice car, that great house.
It doesn't work like that. You've got to have this clarity of focus. And the way that I always explain it to people come to me all the time and they're like, Tom, I want to help people, man. And I'm like, that is rad. That's coming from such a beautiful place. But telling me that you want to help somebody is like saying you want to win a gold medal. In what? The Olympics? Yes, fantastic. Summer or winter? Summer, great. Tennis or swimming? Swimming? Which event? Backstroke? The medley? Because until you know exactly in what way you are trying to serve people, you don't know what skills you need to acquire in order to leave people in awe so that you may become extraordinary.
Why do we want the car, the house, the money, that perfect person, all of it without exception? We want because we believe getting it will make you better. We believe it will make us feel better, make us feel happier. Don't get dragged into the expectations of society. You don't need this and thought to be happy and complete. What you need is always within you. It never goes away. You are complete right now. Look within you. Feel the truth that is. You can decide to be happy right now. Find something to be grateful for. Choose to lift others, hump, give attention rather than seek it. Find your life's purpose and set goals that like the smart within you.
Skills have utility. Learning how to swim better makes you a faster swimmer. Building certain muscles in your arms and in your shoulders. All of the different things that go into getting great at any sport, all of those things must be learned with calculation. They must be practiced and rehearsed over and over and over. You have to push yourself long past the point of boredom. Boredom kills more people in the pursuit of success than any hater will ever kill. Boredom is the great killer of dreams. Boredom. Because people don't have the focus, they don't have the clarity of what they're trying to achieve. They have not built into their life an intoxication for what they're trying to accomplish. I used to big brother for a kid named Rashawn. I failed Rashawn. I spent 8.5 years with him. I didn't realize that he was being beaten by his adoptive mother.
Your mind has to seek discomfort. It has to seek these difficult tasks. You have to enjoy it. And you have to figure out a way to make your mind enjoy those things. Some people it comes easy and some people it doesn't. Some people it takes a long time. Discipline equals freedom. And it's true because he's able to force himself to do that every single time. There's no excuses. There's no breaks. There's no days off. It doesn't happen. So because of that, you're not scared. You know that you can keep doing. You know that you can continue to perform. There's a lot of people that are scared of their ability to do something that's difficult. They're scared of whether or not you see someone who's doing something that's really tough to do and you go, man, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could force myself to be disciplined. I don't know if I could force myself to take that kind of action.
Believe in yourself. Believe you deserve it all. Believe your life is meaning. There is nothing you cannot accomplish when you are free from the burden of looking for things outside of yourself to fulfill. You just know you have the answers, treasure, intuition, trust everything will be okay. In the end, everything will be great. In the end, everything will be magical in the end. It's all within you. It's called belief. It's called faith. Faith in yourself. Believe in yourself. It seems these days less and less people take responsibility for their life. It seems less and less people master their emotions. They don't run their life. They allow life to run day.
Well, if you do force yourself to take that kind of action, you don't have that question anymore.
Guess what the main ingredient in victory in your life is? Discipline. Yeah. All day. There is no shortcut. There is no hack. There's no sweatless solution. You're gonna have to work. There is always weakness to work on. Always. A lot of them. Why would we allow ourselves to make easy excuses? Why would you allow that?
The SEALs didn't beat this into me. You have to have it before you even get there. Because if you're not structured and disciplined before you get there, they can't teach you while you're getting your ass kicked because you'll quit. So basically for me is once you really want to become uncommon amongst the best people in the world, you can't give yourself a way out.